Hello everybody and welcome to a quick video I wanted to put out there. About a week ago, the Hearthstone player by the name of Reynad, who I don't normally follow, put out a video that had a very interesting title. I only saw it today and I think he made a very good point, very good case. It was originally about the card Corridor Creeper, which you can see here I actually keep in my opening hand, and then after the mulligan, my hand is pretty horrible. I mean, if you look at the deck list on the right, like there's some promise drawing lots of cards. But if you look at the deck list, there's usually tons of early game stuff that this deck can do. Anyways, he had pointed out that because patches can be pulled by any pirate, um, that South Sea Captain is actually the best 3-drop in the game, even if you don't have any other pirates. And most classes can effectively play other pirates. South Sea Deckhand is a very good example. A lot of people play the Corsair that actually acts as weapon destruction. So there's a lot of ways to basically get patches into play right away. If you do it with South Sea Captain, it's a 2/2 charge. If you're doing it in a deck like the one I'm showcasing here, Keleseth also gives it +1/+1, or sometimes more if you can boost it up even more. And the point being that with Corridor Creeper in your hand, Patches basically acts as fodder. The pirate that summoned Patches can act as fodder. You basically just have a tempo-y type minion-based deck, and you basically end up with a 0 casting cost 5/5, which if you have a pretty aggressive minion-based deck, the 0/5/5 can, close it out. And of course, people have been playing cards like Scalebane and Bone Mirror already, so this just kind of all ties it in together. Now, Reynad had showcased several different deck lists. I happen to like the Rogue one, not only because Rogue is probably my favorite class in Hearthstone, but I tried the Hunter one. I really liked the idea of Hunter because they can run Galaka Crawler. With all these pirates running around, they can run Galaka Crawler and it fits in with their deck synergy. However, after playing the Rogue version, I just came to realize that Rogue is just very unfair. They have Backstab, Shadow Step, they can fit Keleseth in pretty well. Edwin Van Cleef, they have comboers such as SI7 Agent, Elven Minstrel, of course. So, I mean, they just have a really nice tool set to help them to be a little more unfair. Even Swashbuckler can give you extra resources from outside your deck to help push home a victory. Anyways, my opponent, if you've been watching, I'm sorry I've been jabbering on, I wanted to showcase this game. I had a very terrible draw. My opponent had a pretty good start, and they're playing a tempo deck. Now, a couple turns ago, I had a pretty good turn. I was able to clear the board, but now you can see I now have 2 Corridor Creepers in my hand, which are free. And because of this, what should have been a lost game is now going to be won. And his point was that with patches in the game and Corridor Creeper in the game, basically you have to build your deck to look like this or something like this because other people are going to be playing that and they're just going to rush you down. Now, I have gone up against control decks. Well, I shouldn't say decks plural. I usually run over priests with this deck, but Warlock with the that new Void that splits into 3 Void Walkers, that's a real showstopper, and there's ways to cheat them. Like, I had one pull one out from Barnes earlier. So, yeah, they can slow me down, but I have rushed them down too, so even that's not like a complete loss when I get matched up against them. But yeah, the point was that as long as these cards are in the meta, then you kind of have to play them because other people will be playing them. And for those of you who have followed the work that I've done, when I tried to make my Jade deck work in Standard back in Knights of the Frozen Throne, I was using Bone Mare strictly because it was a minion-ish deck and my opponents were all playing Bone Mares. Yeah, it added to my survivability. I benefited from it in and of itself, but it was a card where back in Knights of the Frozen Throne, if you were playing a tempo type deck, you had to play Scalebane and Bone Mare, because if you didn't, your opponents who were would basically win. And that's where we're at here now. Now, Reynad's video was calling for something to be done about patches. I don't think that's going to happen because if I'm not mistaken, this is literally the last expansion of this Hearthstone year, which means I think patches is actually going to get rotated out. I could be mistaken about that. I'll have to look into that, but it's not going to be this way forever. And I'd like to think that part of the reason that Blizzard has done this is to make the game more accessible. However, Patches is a legendary, Corridor Creeper is an epic. It's not exactly approachable. It kind of was in Knights of the Frozen Throne because Cobalt Scalebane and Bone Mare were both commons. And so I imagine a lot of newer players, if they didn't get Patches in a pack, that was one of their first crafts. And you can understand why, looking at some of the things that the decks that use him can do. So, anyways, I just wanted to showcase this game for anybody to not only make people who see this video that might not have seen Reynad's or heard about it yet, the point he was making. I think he made a very good case, and I wanted to put that word out there, and I wanted to showcase this game because I did deliberately keep a Corridor Creeper in my opening hand, and, well, I won a game I should have lost as a result. So, take that for what you will, but anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.